In area news impacting us at this hour on Tuesday morning, January 31st, 2017. A tractor-trailer collided with a car in Washburn late yesterday afternoon. The incident took place on Route 164, also known as the Washburn Road. According to the Washburn Police Department, Elizabeth Butler was driving her vehicle from Presque Isle towards Washburn while a tractor-trailer operated by Robert Fox attempted to make a left-hand turn toward Washburn at a 3-light intersection. During the attempt to make the left-hand turn, Fox overlooked Butler's vehicle and ran into it. Authorities said there were no injuries. Voters in Caribou, Limestone, and Stockholm go to the polls 1 week from today to decide on construction of a new elementary middle school for the district. RSU 39 School Superintendent Tim Doak says the ballot is divided into 2 questions. The first is, do you want them to build the new school at a cost of $45 million, a price tag that will be handled by the state? The second question is, will you authorize a special music room combined with a second gymnasium? Doak says the school will be the biggest in the county, with 750 students in grades pre-K through 8.
Yes, this new building is 10 grades. It's pre-K to 8. It will be a combined elementary middle school. Will house about 750 students on 113,000 square feet of building space.
What do you project the new building will cost?
The whole total project is $48 million. From that $48 million, about $45 million is the building itself, and then the residents of the RSU 39, which comprises of Caribou, Stockholm, and Limestone, made it known that they would like to have a little larger music space and a second gymnasium for the physical education requirement that we have and the instruction that we need on a daily basis with 10 grades. So just that project alone is $2.3 million, which will be a local only.
A local only means property taxpayers in the 3 municipalities pay for that part of the proposed project. But Doak says that $2.3 million is being reduced.
So that would be something that the taxpayers would have to foot the bill for. And what we're looking at doing is we've been fundraising constantly since we've known that we're going to go with a second gym. And to date, we've raised about $350,000 towards that $2.3 million.
Now, I understand you to say $40-some-odd million. Is that all local?
The $48 million is a total project. $45 million of that is coming from the state of Maine. We'll pay that, which is about 95% of the project, and $2.3 million will come locally. But we're trying to raise $1 million to try to get that cost of that local piece down.
Voters in RSU 39 go to the polls February 7th. We'll continue our interview with Superintendent Tim Doak tomorrow. The town of Madawaska has been formally approved as one of Maine's business-friendly communities. The Maine Department of Economic and Community Development Commissioner George Gervais officially notified the town of Madawaska of their certification. The Business-Friendly Community Program seeks to recognize those communities who exemplify customer service, provide exceptional services, and streamline the regulatory process for business owners in an effort to encourage business development and growth. The program seeks to identify, recognize, and promote those communities that show a true commitment to business development. Town manager Ryan Pelletier said that they are ecstatic about the news, and we are very proud as a community for this distinction. The Maine Department of Education will hold a public information session in Presque Isle tomorrow concerning regional schools construction. Acting Commissioner Robert G. Hassan will lead a public information session accompanied by representatives from the Maine Department of Education and the Senior Education Policy Advisor to Governor LePage. The public session will be held from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow at the University of Maine at Presque Isle's Campus Center at 181 Main Street in Presque Isle. The information session will focus on providing answers to public questions concerning the recently announced 2017-2018 rating cycle for an innovative regional school construction pilot. The department hopes to identify a pilot project that results in the construction of a new regional high school that integrates career and technical education, collaboration with Maine's higher education institutions, and expands programming and services to students throughout the region. Additional evening information sessions will be held across Maine, including February 7th at the University of New England in Biddeford and February 27th at the Eastern Maine Community College in Bangor. In other news, a new stop sign in the town of Grand Falls seems to be catching a lot of people off guard. The yield sign on E.H. Daigle Boulevard at Main Street was replaced with a stop sign by the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure last week. According to K93, Grand Falls Police Chief Suzanne Themmons said that many drivers are unaware of the change and are entering Main Street without stopping. Themmons said the town was aware of the upcoming change but was not told when it would happen, leaving them without time to warn the public. She said her officers will be making spot checks at the intersection in an effort to draw attention to the change. Governor Paul LePage is using an executive order to shift oversight of licensing and enforcement relating to legal marijuana. State lawmakers have battled with LePage about who should have authority over marijuana sales in the state. The governor gave that authority to the Bureau of Alcoholic Beverages and Lottery Operations yesterday. The governor said the Alcoholic Beverages Bureau has expertise in managing retail sales, licensing, and enforcement, and thus should have oversight. The Canadian Red Cross will be accepting donations for victims of the ice storm in New Brunswick. Money donated will be used to help those who may not be able to afford to replace spoiled food. The amount of assistance offered by the Red Cross will depend on how much money is raised and an assessment of individual needs. Anyone wishing to make a donation can do so by visiting a Red Cross office or by calling 1-800-418-1111. The University of Maine's smallest state institution is continuing to struggle financially and could become a regional campus of the state's flagship university. The University of Maine at Machias is currently a regional institution struggling with declining enrollments in an area of the state with dwindling numbers of young people. The campus's fiscal troubles have cost the state university system more than $1 million from its financial reserves. The two institutions began working together to tackle the issue last spring, and the institution's leaders are recommending the new relationship begin in July. The University of Maine at Machias would keep its name and still offer 4-year degree programs that can be started and completed in Machias. The University of Maine would have overall responsibility over its budget. Finally, the Canadian dollar is trading at 76.25 cents US, and the US dollar is trading at $1.31.14 Canadian. Well, you just been uploaded. This is Channel X News, where news matters more.